Kakadosh Boker Or Bekiim Bahalacha 4 day 81. The Siman Kafchet page 201. Halacha Yodalid. Yeah, we're talking about now how do you take off the talit. Etmol, right? Yesterday we spoke about taking off the tefillin, and today we're going to speak about taking off the talit. So it says like this: Talit yesh lifshot meumad. You have to take off the talit standing up. כמו שתתב בו meumad, just like you put it on. So זאת אומרת, כמו הכלל של אתמול. איך ששמת, אתה מוריד. Right? How did you put it on? You're going to take it off the exact same way. Yeah? Thank you. So he says, "Ve'en la'asid et talit kim la'achar chalitzat tefillin." So you don't take off the talit until after the tefillin. I see a lot of people that make this mistake. I see a lot of people, they come and they take off their talit, their talit, right? And then they take off the tefillin. It's wrong. It's the opposite. You're not supposed to take off the talit until after you take off the tefillin. You heard Baba Haki? Yeah? That's something else. Again, doctor, you guys are going to the, we're talking about normal scenario. How do you do it? Fine, but how do you take off the talit and tefillin? You take off the tefillin, and then afterwards you take off the talit. Okay? Which one? No, זה נפל. לא מדברים על נפל, אנחנו מדברים על מקרה רגיל. מקרה רגיל, קודם כל אתה מוריד את התפילין, ואז אתה מוריד את הטלית. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. You take off the tefillin and then you take off the talit. As explained in the Yalkut Yosef, in Zchot Tzitzit, Siman Kav Daled, Halacha Tet Vav. Okay, so that's norm. So two halachot. Number one, you take off the talit standing up. Number two, you first take off the tefillin and then you take off the talit. Okay, Tet Vav. נכון לחלוץ את התפילין שלוש וכן את הטלית ביד שמאל, שהיא יד כאה, להראות שקשה עליו פרידתם, ויתר יחלוץ בימין כל אדם. ואפילו אם כותב בימין וכל מלאכתו בשמאל, מקרא ייתר לעניין זה, לכל הדעות וחולץ בימין של כל אדם. Meaning like this. How do you take off the tefillin? Right? So you should take off the tefillin, right? Shelosh, or also the talit, with your left hand, which is a yad keha, right? To show that it's difficult to take it off. Meaning that when you're going to come and you're going to take it off, you're showing that it's going to be difficult, right? So he comes and he says, this is going to be the first halacha. Yeah, 100%. So now he comes and he says, right? But he says, what happens right now if he's a lefty? Exact opposite. So if he's going to be a lefty, it's going to be the exact opposite halacha. Yeah, that he's going to take it off with the right hand of everyone else. Okay, fine. Halacha tet. Oh, first let's do 219. Shnei luchot habrit. He wrote that he witnessed his Torah mentor taking off a tefillin shalosh with his left hand to demonstrate to be reluctant to remove it, especially since one should ideally wear tefillin all day long. So we take off our tefillin after shakli because we are generally incapable of maintaining the physical level and mental cleanliness for the tefillin all day. So therefore, that's why you should do it with the other hand. Meaning, im ata morid et zeh, with the right hand, with the regular hand. So people think you do it very quickly. No. It's exact opposite. So for me, I'm a lefty. I'm taking off with my right hand. For a righty, he has to take it off with his left hand to show she's a kasher leorid et tefillin. Bikaron, he doesn't want to take off the tefillin, but he has to just because we cannot maintain our bodies clean the entire time. So we spoke about how do you take off the talit? Do you take the talit or tefillin off first? Right? And now we're talking about which hand do you take off the tefillin and the talit. Now 221 says, sorry, not 221, 220. The Kavachim explained that although we consider such a person to be right-handed regarding the mitzvah of tefillin, he wears the tefillin on his left arm. When it comes to taking off the tefillin, it's determined by the hand which he's less skilled with. Fine. Halachat Zayin. Minhag chachamim lenashek hatefillin misharat nichatan uvishach chalitzatan. So minhag chachamim is to kiss the tefillin when you put them on and take them off. So you're going to put them in the keys. Why? Lechibuv mitzvah. You want to show that how precious it is the mitzvot, so you kiss them. Everyone should do so. It's not yuara. He gets a bracha even. Why? Because if you're going to make a bracha and then kiss, it could be a sek. So there you're not allowed to do that. So exactly, just like the talit, it's a problem. Right? You could take out the talit, kiss it, and then afterwards you do the bracha. Huh? You do before the bracha. Also, when you take it off. 100%. 221. Says Halacha, look above in Halacha 3 for the advantage of kissing the tefillin whenever one touches them. Shulchan Aruch and Torah scholars, they come and they kiss at additional time when they take them off. Although he attributed the practice, right, when he says to Torah scholars only, that Yarabah and everyone, they say that it really meant everyone should do the exact same thing as well. So that was Halacha Tet Zayin. Halacha Yud Zayin. Halacha Yud Zayin says, Lo yachlos tefillin bifnei rabo. Yeah, do not take off the tefillin in front of, right, his rabbi. Ela yifnei letzad echad, right, mipnei mato. But rather you turn because of the ema. You're supposed to have fear of your rabbi. So since you're supposed to have fear of your rabbi, so therefore you shouldn't take off the tefillin right away, but rather you're going to turn, to incline yourself, right, in what you're doing. So he says, v'rabo ainu rabo muvhak. Rabo is rabo muvhak. The rov torato emenu. V'tama yisur, right? He comes and he says the reason for the yisur is because of zilzul. And therefore, in kvar chalatz rabo, right, at tefillin, asur lachlos tefillin b'fanav. So if he already comes, right, and what he did is that he says as long as it's not directly facing him, obviously, then there's not going to be an isur. That's what he says. No, well, b'derech klal, הרבה פעמים, you have to take off the kippah, also take off the tefillin shalom. Okay. He says you're megaleh rosho. Yeah, it's megaleh. No, not b'peh. That's a dog. Yeah, he says v'imate atzmo ksal letzad acher. So therefore, you could be mekel. Yeah. Yeah. Dine matai zman chalitzat tefillin. Yeah. Dine matai zman chalitzat tefillin. Also, siman kafei halacha ayin gimel. Fine. Last one, kipula tefillin. No, there's two more. There's two more. Kipula tefillin. כשחולץ תפילין, right? טוב שהוא בעצמו יקפלם מעיניכם בכיס לחיבוב מצווה, ולא כאותם שנותנים התפילין לשמש שלהם לקפלו. בדוגמה לזה מצינו גם כן לגבי ספר תורה, הגולל נוטל שכר כנגד כולן. Meaning that just like a golel the sefer Torah, he gets a sachar against everybody, right? Which is equal. So same thing when you're going to be mekapel the tefillin, you do the mitzvah yourself. You should do it because that you get it. So therefore, not like the people that they come and they're going to give it to a shamash. The shamash should do that. I've seen that many times. A person will give it to the shamash. You roll the tefillin. No, it's the mitzvah that you do it yourself. Yeah, not that you give it to somebody else. No, nothing to do with it. But you yourself should do it. That's what is brought down in the halacha. This halacha is brought down in the Ben Ish Chai. Yeah, the author of Divrei Torah Munkach testified, right, that the teachers always wound up their own tefillin straps and did not give it to their students. He added that the author of Divrei Chaim Halberstam claimed that Talmud Yerushalmi states that the angels in charge of Geinam lower its temperature for the sake of someone who always winds his own tefillin straps. Such a passage does not exist in Talmud Yerushalmi. We have in our days, but we can trust that obviously he didn't make it up. So the Divrei Torah added that one should also make sure to fold up one's talit personally. Indeed, the Ben Ish Chai also gave these instructions, as is brought down in Yekut Yosef as well. So it's actually a person should do both of them. You should wind up your own tefillin, and you should also fold your own talit. Halacha kaf. Yizaher lekapel ulaniach tefillin bekis techef umiyad achar sheyachlotz oto. A person should be careful to be mekapel and to put the tefillin in the kis immediately after he takes it off. Velo keotam shecholtzim manichim otam mitzidam. Right? Not that you take them off, you leave them there, and after you come, you make yourself a coffee, you come, you start speaking to your friends, and then afterwards, I'm going to start being mekapel the tefillin. It's not kavod for the tefillin to leave them like that. Meaning, you're taking it off, immediately you're going to come and you're going to put them away. Yeah, if you want. בזמן שיש לו הכרח לכך, what happens if it's impossible? Before Musaf Rosh Chodesh. If you remember, we brought down on Tfilat Musaf Rosh Chodesh, you don't wind the tefillah. You just take them off and you cover them. But that's it. So he says, in such a case that you're going to do that, so he says, or also, yeah, so he says, in such a case, why? Because you have to pray Musaf Mitzibur. So he says, you have to put it straight up. And immediately after Musaf, that's when you're going to come, you're going to be mekapel the tefillin. Yeah, that's what you're going to be doing. Fine. So that was halacha 20.